Welcome to Bless Them Boys, a podcast whose teams haven't yet blown a 3-1 series lead. We're one Saints fan and one Cowboys fan, one fan of Who Dat, and one fan of Dat Win. We're here to give weekly takes, game recaps, bad betting picks, game previews, and the occasional Seinfeld reference. For today's Seinfeld reference, we'd like to say, Cinco de Mayo, sales commission, bye-bye-o.
Our patron saint / cowboy. Are we going to start doing that now? Is that going to be part of the intro? You're just going to give a Seinfeld reference of the week?
Only if it works.
We'll have to work. We got to workshop it. We got to workshop it a little bit. Our patron saint / cowboy of the week is defensive tackle Remy. There's a Seinfeld reference. Remy Ayodele.
I think it's Ayodele. That's what
Ayodele? Is it Ayodele?
Ayodele?
Okay. Remy Ayodele.
Could be wrong.
Who built his NFL career as a resilient, hardworking defensive tackle. Carved out a role despite going undrafted in 2006. Played college football at the University of Oklahoma. Sorry, Brandon. He entered the league as a free agent. Spent his early years moving between teams such as the Patriots, the Ravens, and Brandon's Dallas Cowboys. Often on the practice squad. His journeyman career would also include time in NFL Europe. Who else came from NFL Europe? I think Jake Delhomme went through NFL Europe too as well.
Didn't Kurt Warner play in NFL Europe too?
He played maybe. I know he played in the Arena League. He might have done
right. I thought he played in NFL Europe too. I'm gonna you keep going. I'll check that out.
Ayodele's breakthrough came with the New Orleans Saints, where he developed into a starting defensive tackle during the 2009 season. That year proved to be the peak of his career, where he recorded over 50 tackles, contributed as a run stopper, and even scored a defensive touchdown on a fumble return. Played a key role in the Saints' playoff run and was part of the team that won Super Bowl 44. And he even includes a notable fumble recovery in the NFC Championship game that helped secure the Super Bowl berth. I believe that fumble recovery the Vikings had like 5 turnovers in that game, but I believe that's the recovery of Peterson fumbled right after the Saints had muffed a punt deep in their own territory, and then the next play, Peterson fumbled, and the Saints recovered. I believe that's the one that Ayodele's recovered. He followed up his strong 2009 season with a strong 2010 season where he started all 16 games, helping improve the team's defense significantly. Later in his career, Ayodele signed with the Minnesota Vikings. 2011, he started most of the season before being released. The following year, briefly returning to the Saints. Over his career, he appeared in 60 games. He recorded 90 tackles, 4 sacks, and the 1 defensive touchdown, along with 2 forced fumbles. While never a star, Ayodele's career is a strong example of perseverance, value of role players, and championship teams, particularly during his time contributing to the Saints' Super Bowl winning defense. Do you have an update on Kurt Warner's NFL Europe?
Yes, Kurt Warner played in NFL Europe. He played for the Amsterdam Admirals. Led the league in touchdown passes. His backup for the Admirals was Jake Delhomme.
There you go. Two Super Bowl quarterbacks there. Kurt Warner won one, and Jake Delhomme almost won. I'm Paul, the Saints fan.
Correct. I'm Brendan, the Cowboys fan.
We're your hosts. Izzy, let them know what time it is.
Yeah, that's it. It's go time. Let's see you lift that.
Mr. Mandelbaum, please.
It's go time.
This one's for you, Pop. It's go time.
It's go time.
You've been married 3 times.
That's it! It's go time!
It's go time.
All right. So we will get into some NFL talk, some NBA playoff talk, maybe even some Kentucky Derby talk briefly. And we'll also have I've got I guess I want to call it a game, but I guess I got some scenarios I want to run by you here, Brandon. Here, so. But before that,
okay,
let's do a little housekeeping. If you want to get in touch with the show, blessthemboys@gmail.com, BLESSDEMBOYZ. We are at _bless_dem_boys on X. I'm at Paul Elliott _316. Brandon is at Ball from Grace. Now for everybody's favorite segment where we check Blue Sky live on the show.
I need to message or try to get in contact with Mina Kimes about that the spelling bee.
Yeah. For those that don't know, Mina Kimes, it was announced that she is gonna she's hosting. So is she gonna be the one asking the words, or no? She's just hosting.
I think it says reimagined broadcast. So the pronouncer will still be Dr. Jacques Bailly, who is a former winner himself, who's been pronouncing for a extended period of time, been the pronouncer as long as I've been watching the bee. So I'll have to look and see what she's got going on, but hopefully I just finished up. I know we're going to get to what we did this week, but I just finished up getting all of the words and pulling language of origin for almost 12,000 words. So we got that in the model. We'll start building out word ELO ratings soon. And then once that is done, then we will work on building out the speller ELO ratings to get our favorites for this year's bee.
Gotcha. And when you say we'll be doing that,
now a lot of that will
you'll be doing that. I will just be
me. We being me and Claude.
Claude, yes. Our good friend Claude.
Yes, my assistant Claude will be helping me with that.
They should come up with an AI assistant named Darren. Like
Darren. Oh yeah.
Yeah, like Darren.
He's there to help you get that chicken.
That's right. If you are checking us out on YouTube Live, thanks for being here. While you're here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, leave a comment. If you're checking us out not on YouTube Live, you can do so on Spotify and Apple. Please leave a rating and review. We appreciate all the feedback. You can also check out past episodes on YouTube as well. Like, share, subscribe, leave a rating and review. Tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell the bots. I think we got a new bot follower on X. I think I saw.
There we go.
Yeah, I think I saw.
Raise the roof.
I think I saw a nice gal named like Kimberly or something like that followed us. Let's see. No, it's a name. It's like maybe it's Mia. Maybe that's what it is. But
not Mina. Yeah. Not Mina. Listen, if we could get Mina Kimes to follow us, that would be fantastic. Maybe that's our that's our in with Mina Kimes. We go like, look, we don't want to talk football. We want to talk spelling bee. Right. Exactly. That's the whole. I mean, that's my goal. I will say our most viewed live broadcast has been the spelling bee. So like that's what the viewers want, Paul. We're not an NFL podcast. We're a spelling bee podcast that fills in the time between spelling bees with football.
Right. There you go. Absolutely. Yeah, maybe we can shoot our shot on X, and see if she'll come on and chat with us about the spelling bee. But until then, we'll move on. We'll venture forward. We will get to some sports talk here in a little bit. I guess football talk. But first, we at Bless Them Boys do pride ourselves on being able to discuss other things.
But enough about fish. I can discuss other things, you know.
All right, Brandon. So you alluded a little bit to your spelling bee work, but what else have you been getting up to since we last chatted?
Well, the other project that I continue to pound into the floor here with Claude reiterating multiple times is my Kalshi Bitcoin trading bot, which we are, I think we're on version 4.19 now.
Okay.
So
You're working all the.
so what
working all
I've
the
done
bugs
is
out.
like
Yeah.
there's a lot of bugs, but so
Yeah.
what I've done is like, so I've tried, like, I was like, well, what if we just try to scalp favorites at the end of the market? And that worked for a couple of days, and then like fell apart. I was like, well, what if in the long run we just do contrarian? And that was the Costanza model. And
Right.
so that worked for a couple of days and then fell apart. And so what I've done now is I've got a blend that kind of like is reading the market, and then it'll flip into contrarian mode when it thinks that contrarian mode is like becoming the kind of the norm for a certain period of time.
Okay.
So I'm calling this one the divided George model. So there's relationship George, which is the favorite model, and then there's the contrarian one, and this is independent George. And so these two Georges are separate. So you got to keep them. You can't let them mix. Like you gotta. There's only one George can exist at a time. So that's the model that we're testing right now. And so it showed some promise last night in the overnights, and then eventually bled out. So I put in some like different gates to kind of like prevent it from bleeding out the losses, like, because it'll get like way up, and then it'll like slowly bleed down. And so like so now we're putting in some gates to kind of like, if it starts to bleed down past a certain point, then it'll cut off and go through a cool down, and then relationship George can come back in if the market is ready, and if not, it'll just kind of hold. And George will have his his summer of George.
Yeah.
And then when it's time again, George will come back onto the scene. And so that's the iteration. And so I think I'm gonna, since this is on a Kalshi, I think I'm gonna end up calling this Kalstanza. So
nice.
That's
nice.
So that's what we're working. That's what we're working on right now. The other things, we had Scout event on Saturday, which took up most of the day, and then on Sunday we had my daughter's birthday party at our house. Dragon Ball Z themed.
Very nice.
Pretty full house. So we did that on Sunday, and then after the party, we were all pretty much exhausted. So
there wasn't any house fire that you had to run from?
No,
anybody? Okay.
No, and we didn't have a clown there, which is bad, because if there had been a fire, we would have needed his shoe to put out the fire. So
B-O-Z-O.
no fires.
Bozo the clown.
I don't know him. How can you be a clown and not know Bozo? Do the kids today know Bozo?
I doubt it. They would probably know like Pennywise or Art. Was it Art the Clown? Was it the Terrifier Clown? Yeah.
What about the Insane Clown Posse?
Yes. They might know that. They might be aware of them.
And then I did watch the Kentucky Derby. Did not win any money this year, Paul. I know that breaks your heart.
So I was going to ask you this, because with all your predilections towards betting, I was like, surely Brandon has thrown a little money down. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I usually throw a couple of bucks on like one or two horses.
Yeah.
So I have a friend from high school who was like big in like trained horses, and so she like would like take horses. She would like go up to Kentucky sometimes to like work and stuff. And so I'll always, every year before the Derby, I'll always text her and I'll say, hey, what do you think of the field? This year she was like, I don't actually know, have like a good sense. She's like, I don't really like the favorite because the favorite was running on the like one, like on the inside rail, and that's kind of tough.
Yeah.
And there was supposedly the horse had some issues with his with his hoof, like a cracked hoof or something. And she's like, that can get pretty bad if it's like, it can like get really painful for the horse. And so like, it just didn't seem like that was going the favorite was the way to go this year. And so she gave me a couple. I think one of them ended up finishing in like third or fourth. And then I let the girls pick a horse, and they were actually like in the money for a little while, and then slowly faded back. So
so my dad used to raise horses, not race horses, but like quarter horses.
See, that's what my friend like trains too.
Yeah, and so I remember when one of the first when we first kind of expanded our cable package at home, my dad discovered there was a channel that would just show racehorses from across the United States, horse races, I should say, from across the United States. Like it was almost like going to like the off-track betting site, and you just have like, the different,
I used to love that channel because it would just like go back and forth. It's like, here we are at Saratoga, and they're getting ready for race number 2, and you're like,
yep. And my dad,
let's go.
My dad had a sequence. I remember the numbers were like 915, and he would always say like, for show place, was it show place win? Is that the
win place show?
Win place show, yeah. Sorry. So win place show. He would always say 159 or whatever the sequence was, and like it would hit like 6 out of 10 times, something like that. And it was like, why don't we put some money on this? But yeah, so that was and we would always watch the Derby. I actually forgot about it this year. I totally slipped my mind.
See, I forgot about it until like this week, like the end of the last week, and I was like, oh yeah, I actually need to like look at this.
Yeah.
What about you, Paul?
Anything
what did you get up to?
Yeah, so I'll get to the Denzel challenge here in a minute, but I did want to mention kind of a rant.
I assume that you like spent all of last night watching the Met Gala, right?
No. You would assume.
Well, there goes our Met Gala. There goes our Met Gala audience.
Wrong.
Thanks.
Wrong again. I didn't even know it was last night until no. So I did watch on, I think it was Thursday, to close out the month of April, a movie that I had heard a lot about, and I just hadn't had a chance to watch, and it was like leaving HBO Max, like May 1st. So I was like, oh, I'll check it out. It's called Atomic Blonde, and it stars. It's apparently based on a comic book, apparently, which I had never heard of the comic book, but it stars Charlize Theron as a spy. So basically, the movie begins with her being called in to, I guess, testify in front of like her boss and like a CIA liaison about a mission that went bad, and kind of give her perspective on the mission. So the whole movie is just her telling that story, and then other things happen after she, at the end. It was like just 100% badass. It was just tremendous. So if you have a chance to check out Atomic Blonde, highly recommend it. It's definitely like some of the best fight sequences I've seen in a while.
Even better, it's just than, like is it better than the like the Keanu Reeves?
Oh, John Wick.
Yeah.
John, I would put it up there with John Wick. Like that's it's kind of on that level of fight sequences. Yeah. So like, yeah, if you like, I'll say this: if you like the John Wick movies, then you definitely want to check out this movie. It's a little different because it's not like revenge. Like John Wick is a revenge story basically, but this is not quite like that. But yeah, it's very good. I would highly recommend it. Then, so this past weekend, so yesterday, as we're recording this, we are recording this obviously on Cinco de Mayo, as we mentioned. Yesterday was May the 4th, which is obviously that has become Star Wars Day, and all that entails. So this past weekend, I decided to watch a little Star Wars. I watched the most recent trilogy, so Force Awakens, Last Jedi, and Rise of Skywalker. Much maligned trilogy. Not a lot of people liked it. In fact, now there's talk of them just completely wiping that trilogy out and like basically starting over, which I don't quite understand. I didn't think it was that bad. I remember vividly seeing Force Awakens in theaters and being like, yeah, this is really good. Last Jedi. Now I will say Last Jedi was good, but it was like 2.5 hours long. And I don't know if it needed to be 2.5 hours long. And Rise of Skywalker, yeah, I could see why people like it. Didn't land the starfighter, as so to speak. But yeah, I didn't think they were like terrible. But people get weird about that sort of stuff. So
you're telling me that sci-fi nerds get a little
this
mad
just
about
in.
their,
This
about
just
their
in, yeah. This just in.
breaking news.
So, but this ties in. The reason I wanted to bring this up is this ties into the Denzel challenge, and it struck me Monday morning as I woke up because the challenge comes out on Monday, and it struck me Monday morning. I'm like, okay, well today's May the 4th, so the challenge is probably going to be related to Star Wars, and I was correct. So the challenge was basically watch a movie related to Star Wars. Now, obviously, you can watch a Star Wars movie. Well, Denzel's not in any Star Wars movies. Or the other option, one of the other options was to watch a movie that stars or features someone who was in a Star Wars movie. Okay. So, I was like, oh, well, surely Denzel's been in plenty of movies with people who are in Star Wars. Turns out it's not a lot. There's not a lot of the one that I found. I ended up not watching this movie. I'll get to the movie I watched here in a second, but the clearest path that I found was Denzel was in a movie called The Great Debaters. Again, I didn't watch it, so I can't really speak to it. But he's in that movie with Forrest Whitaker. Forrest Whitaker was in the movie Rogue One that came out a couple years ago. And he's since then, Forrest Whitaker has been in the series Andor that a lot of people enjoy. So that was kind of the easiest path. But then I said, well, let me do a little quick Google search and see what comes up. And so I found out that if you watch the prequel trilogy, so the trilogy that came out in like the late 90s, early 2000s, there's a character that appears in episode 2 and episode 3 named, I think it's like Poggle the Lesser or something like that. I can't remember. But he's kind of
not Jar Jar Binks.
Not Jar Jar. Not Jar. No, not Jar Jar. This guy is like he's like he's not a human. He's like a giant bug-looking guy who's like this judge. And at one point, Princess Natalie Portman's character, what's her name? Padme? Is it Padme? Yeah. I can't remember. Anyway, her character has to stand like trial in front of this judge. This guy Poggle the Lesser or whatever. So the guy who voices Poggle is a guy by the name of, hang on, I should have had this pulled up, ready to go. Give me a second. Gentleman's name. Boggle. Yeah, the gentleman's name is Martin Zokas. who's a New Zealand actor.
Sure.
So he appeared as a voice actor in episodes 2 and 3, and he also appeared in a little movie called The Equalizer, starring Denzel Washington. He is, if you've seen The Equalizer, Martin Zokas is the bad guy. He's Teddy, who's like the bad guy in Equalizer 1. So I took this opportunity to watch The Equalizer again, and much like Atomic Blonde, it kicks ass and is awesome. And I don't really have much else to say. Now, this actually brings me to, I talked about this last week. Another option I thought of was, Denzel's done 2 movies with Pedro Pascal, who is the Mandalorian, obviously. So that obviously connects to Star Wars. One is Gladiator 2, which I strongly consider just watching Gladiator 2. And the other one is The Equalizer 2. And I talked about this last week. I was kind of not fearful, but I was worried that a week would come along where like Equalizer 2 would qualify or Equalizer 3 would qualify, but not Equalizer 1. And I have to watch them out of order. So that's another reason why I kind of went this route. It's like, okay, now I've got Equalizer on the books, so to speak, or off the books. And now I can watch 2 and 3 eventually at some point. We'll have to see what.
Have they already done like watch a sequel? Has that already like happened, or do you think that'll be? Is that like a little too simple?
They did. I don't know if they did sequel. They did remake, because I watched Magnificent Seven for a category that was like, no. Magnificent Seven was last week for Korea, because there's a Korean actor in that movie. But there was a category that was like watch a either a remake or a reimagining or something like that. So now they haven't done and actually this was the first year. So they've been doing this challenge now since I think 2021. This is the first year they have a Star Wars related, like fully Star Wars related category. So it's kind of cool. So yeah, Equalizer is this is week 19, I believe, that we're on. So we're getting there. We got 33
Progress.
left to go.
You got
33 left to go.
Yep.
So, yep, there you go.
What are you putting the over under at on how far you think you'll actually be able to go? Do you think you'll be able to get the full year, or do you have like if I get X movies, I'll be happy?
That's a good question. I would say if I get halfway, if I get like 26, then because the other thing too, and I thought about this today too, is like if this challenge, if I knew like, okay, next week there's no chance you can do it, so the challenge is going to end next week, and I'd have to look back and say, would you have rather look back and say, okay, I watched The Equalizer or I watched Great Debaters? Then I would rather watch The Equalizer. So it's like I kind of think of in those terms as well. So far the folks over at Cinechums have been kind enough. There's been a couple weeks where it's like real tricky, real tenuous. This week I guess was kind of tenuous, but yeah, we'll see. I mean, we'll I hope I can make it the whole year. But now I'm starting to think like the more we go, like if I get past halfway, then it becomes like, okay, you only have, the real disappointing thing would be if I got to like 5 movies left, and then it's like none of these 5 movies,
Well, it'd be funny if you get to you're going to get to the holiday movie, and that's going to be your downfall.
That's going to be the one. But we already talked about that, so it is what it is. We'll reconcile with that when the time comes. So, anything else you want to talk about before we get into some? I do want to talk about So the NBA. Let's talk a little NBA playoffs real quick.
Okay.
Because I did watch some NBA playoffs. I watched the Game 7s over the weekend, particularly the. Well, I guess we should talk about before that. Let's talk about the epic beatdown that the Knicks put on the Hawks. That was since we recorded, right? Like we weren't.
Yeah, because I think you texted me when I was somewhere because you texted me and I was like, I have not seen this at all.
Yeah. So I sat. It was like Game 6. It was in Atlanta, I want to say. And I sit down. I'm like, let me check out and see what the score is. And it was like 80 something to 30 something. And I had to do like a triple take to make sure I was reading it correctly. And then the funny thing, it was on ESPN. So they go to the Inside the NBA guys at halftime and they're just destroying the Hawks. They're just like Shaq has got a little Atlanta Hawk doll, like a action figure type thing. And he's got it on the desk and he's like trying to give it CPR. It's bad, man. Like I was gonna ask you, like, do you remember an episode or an incident where one of your teams, I guess both of our football teams have kind of had embarrassing playoff losses. I know the Saints had one against the Vikings years ago. You guys had ones against the Vikings.
I mean, we've all
yeah.
When the offensive line decided not to block.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. So I felt bad for Atlanta Hawks fans, for sure. But
do you remember there was I think it was the Mavs and the Rockets back in the early 2000s. Because I think Yao and Tracy McGrady were on the Rockets, and the Mavs had gotten up like 3-0 on the Rockets, and then the Rockets came back to force a Game 7, and then in Game 7, the Mavs just like ran. I think they won by 40. Do you remember this?
Vaguely, yeah. Would this possibly have been the first season the Mavericks went to the finals, when they went to the finals against the Heat?
It might have been. It was. I just remember like kind of the general vicinity of when it was.
Yeah. Yeah, but so the Knicks are now, so then the Knicks go into game, so Knicks advance. So then they're waiting for the winner of 76ers Celtics. Celtics had a 3-1 lead in this series. 76ers come back. I'm watching the game on Saturday night, Game 7. And Joel Embiid is just going off. Like, no, he can't be stopped unless, except the only thing that can stop Joel Embiid is his own body, apparently, because he just like he's like killing the Celtics, and then all of a sudden he's on the sidelines being stretched out because I forget what was going on. Apparently he had did he have like a appendectomy recently or something, and he had to miss.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. So
there's no more appendix for him.
No. So so the Sixers beat the Celtics, and then the Magic were like pretty close to eliminating the Pistons. Pistons come back in Game 7 and win, and now they're off to play the who are the Pistons playing the next round? So it's Knicks, Sixers.
Not the Knicks.
It's Pistons, Cavs, or Raptors. It's Cavs or it's Cavs, okay. I think.
Okay.
Whoever won the Cavs Raptors.
Did that also go?
That went to Game 7
too, didn't it?
That went to Game 7 as well. Yeah. I just can't remember who won. I'm pretty sure it's the Cavs. So, yeah. So Cavs, Pistons. But then the Magic, after almost completing an 8-1 upset series win, fire their coach, or they part ways with their coach. So now, was it Mosley, I believe is his name? The former head coach of the Magic. He's now out there to be hired.
Yeah. The Magics were kind of like a disgusting offense to watch. So and it seemed like, from what I heard, it didn't seem like the locker room vibes were ever particularly good
Great. Yeah.
there. Yeah.
I do want to ask you, Memphis Grizzly coach legend Taylor Jenkins is now going to be the Milwaukee Buck head coach. What do we think about that?
You know this is hilarious, right? It's
Okay, why?
It's very funny.
Okay.
So who was the coach that they fired? What coach was in Milwaukee for a long time? Won a championship.
Was it Berholt? No, Mike. It was Mike. Something,
Rhymes
right?
with
Mike.
rhymes with like Moodenculture.
Mike. I don't know. Mike
Budenholzer?
Budenholzer. Okay, there you go. I couldn't remember the last name.
Yeah.
I know Mike's his first name.
So do you know who Taylor Jenkins staff Taylor Jenkins was on before he went to the Grizzlies?
Oh, was it the Bucks?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go.
So we fired Mike Budenholzer to get to Doc Rivers to get back to somebody who was studied under Mike Budenholzer.
You could have just promoted Jenkins.
You could have just kept Mike Budenholzer. You could have just kept Mike Budenholzer too. So
yeah, that too. Who did that? Did the Grizzlies land on a head coach yet, or no?
They've kept. I mean, they didn't fire Isolo. They kept the.
They did
the same guy.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Pelicans. Sorry, the Pelicans are the one they're looking for a head coach.
Have they hired someone? That's more of a you question.
Well, I mean, from what I think Rajon Rondo was like getting serious consideration for that job. Now that the Magic coach is available, Mosley, he might be in the mix. I don't know.
Did I ever tell you the story about when my wife went to my wife had a work conference in Reno, and so I had this like one model that I built in Excel for NBA at the time that I was just like it was very janky, but like, and so like every morning I would send her like 2 or 3 bets to make while she was there. Okay. And so like I'd gone on this incredible run. She was like basically you're paying for my meals here, because I kept like I won like every bet, and then the last day I told her to bet, I think it was Mavs minus like 4.5 or something against the Pelicans. Well, Rajon Rondo was on the Pelicans at that time.
Okay.
The Mavs are up a bunch of points, and then Rajon Rondo just goes on this run and just start like, Rajon Rondo was never a shooter. He's just like draining threes to like claw the Pelicans back into this game. And it was just like a big like middle finger to the Mavs, because when they like, he just hated, I think it was him and Carlisle did not get along. And so like Rajon Rondo just completely destroyed this bet because he went to revenge mode. And so that was like the one bet I lost, was because of Rajon Rondo on the New Orleans Pelicans.
It's like Levy Smith knowing he's going to get fired by the Texans, and they throw the Hail Mary at the end of the last game of the regular season, score the touchdown to win their last game, and they end up with the number 2 pick instead of the number 1 pick, and they end up with C.J. Stroud instead of Bryce Young. You all right there, buddy? Brandon. We almost lost Brandon, folks.
Water went down wrong. Yeah, the water went down the wrong way.
The Levy Smith spite Hail Mary against was that the Colts that year? Yeah.
Yeah, that turned out to be a blessing in disguise for the Texans.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. I mean, depends on your thoughts on C.J. Stroud, I guess, but
I would still probably take him over Bryce Young.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, that's. I mean.
Yeah.
That's.
Anything on the NHL playoffs you want to talk about? Or
No, I don't want
That's
to
more
talk
you-
about the Stars, Paul.
well,
I will
was gonna
say,
that's
so I will
more-
say it's funny because the Stars and the Oilers both lost in the first round after playing in the Western Conference Finals for like both of the past 2 years. And then I did want to mention did the Saints have any like rookie mini camps? Did y'all get any?
They did. I don't remember hearing a bunch. I know they made a signing. They signed a guy from Ole Miss as an undrafted free agent who's like very talented but had a lot of off the field issues. It sounds like Xavier Harris. I
That
believe
sounds
is his
like
name.
That sounds like the Trig guy out of Baylor that the Cowboys signed.
Yeah.
That tight end who's like a freak athlete, but like just has, I guess, an attitude problem is part of it.
Yep.
So
Yeah. I know the Saints. They had mini camp. I didn't hear anything. I mean, no. With this time of year, no news is good news coming out of these camps because like that means nobody's getting injured, nobody's getting So that I prefer like everything to be quiet right now than something happen.
well, they did talk. So there was news that basically one of the defensive back that the Cowboys drafted out of Florida basically said that Caleb Downs is already teaching the defense to all the other players. Yeah. So
you ought to be happy, buddy. I mean, it's yeah.
I'm pretty excited. Coach on the field.
Let me ask you
this. There is
this.
talk that he might actually end up wearing the green dot for the Cowboys this year as well.
Yeah, would make sense. I also heard the Cowboys are very excited about the kid from Michigan that they drafted, the linebacker. Was it Barnum?
Barham. Yeah, and I think so. So there was some question about whether he would play on the edge or be more of an off-ball guy, and it looks like they're going to move him to a linebacker role, and so I think there's a little bit of concern about like maybe his coverage skills and like making sure that you protect him. Like he doesn't necessarily have the best like zone instincts, and so he may be better just like getting downhill and got kind of like a get to the football kind of guy. But I think they like what they got in him. And I think having him at linebacker does also help. I think shore up some of the like, cause they were short at linebacker. I mean, they traded for D Winters, but they still like didn't get anybody in the draft who was specifically an off-ball linebacker. So I think this kind of like helps to kind of fill in a little bit of depth there.
Yeah, I mean the Saints also. I think we talked about their trade. They traded for Tyree Wilson from the Raiders. That was during the draft. Seems to be some excitement around that. They did decline his 5th-year option because he was up for that. So they're gonna basically it's a 1-year. Show us what you got, kind of deal. Saints are still waiting for a decision on Cameron Jordan and on Alvin Kamara. Now Kamara was on Teron Armstead's podcast yesterday, and he sounded like a guy who's going to be in New Orleans in 2026. Like that's my brief synopsis. He talked about him and Travis Etienne, how they can work well together in the backfield. He talked about how he was excited about Tyler Shuck. He was excited about Jordan Tyson. He was excited about David Edwards, the guard that they signed in free agency. So, it looks like he'll be back. Obviously, nothing official yet, but and then with Cam Jordan, I mean, Cam Jordan's technically a free agent. He can sign with anybody he wants at this point. So we'll see what happens there. So, I did want to run something by you here. Let me pull this up real quick. So, I was inspired So for those who watch the Kentucky Derby, you know that the horse, and I apologize, I don't remember the horse's name, but the horse that won the Kentucky Derby came from behind. He was I think in last place at one point, and then around the turn made up the ground and ended up winning the race. So what I wanted to do, Brandon, if it's okay with you, I want to go through the 8 divisions in the NFL, and let's figure out
Golden Tempo.
Golden Tempo. Okay, thank you. Golden Tempo. So in honor of Golden Tempo, I wanted to go through the 8 divisions in the NFL and rank from worst chance to best chance of team going from worst to first. So finished last place in the division last year to possibly winning the division this year. And we'll do a kind of a just an ad hoc ranking of those teams. So let me remind everyone what we're dealing with here. So these were the teams that finished last place in their division last year. In the AFC, we had the Jets in the East, the Browns in the North, the Titans in the South, and the Raiders in the West. NFC, we had the Giants in the East, technically the Lions in the North, although everybody in the North was at least 9 wins. In the South, it was my Saints. And then in the West, it was the Cardinals. So those are the 8 teams that finished in last place. So I'm going to start, and you just chime in, Brandon, as you feel like it. But so for number 8, for me, the team that I think has the worst chance of going from worst to first, I'm going to put the Cardinals, mainly because they're in a division with 3 teams who were 3 of the final 4 teams in the NFC last year, one of which won the Super Bowl, 2 of which were in the NFC Championship game. Like, you're fighting an uphill battle. Although I do expect them to play maybe better this year. But again, I winning the division would be pretty remarkable.
Well, it's also the fact that it's the fact that they're, as bad as they are, they're rebuilding, and then the division that they play in is basically already stacked against them. So, like,
yeah, and add to that, according to Warren Sharp, the Cardinals have the toughest schedule in 2026 in the NFL, based on Vegas win projections. So it's not looking good for the Cardinals. All right, so then number 7, the second, I would say, the next team that has not great odds of going worst to first. It's kind of a coin toss. I'm gonna go Jets here.
that's where I would have gone.
Again, they're in a division with a team that was in the Super Bowl and a team that, if not for a questionable pass interference call in the Denver game, maybe the Bills are in the AFC Championship. So possibly you're in a division with 2 teams that could have been the AFC Championship game, the Patriots and the Bills. I do see the Patriots taking a step back this year, Vrabel situation aside. I'll also mention that the Jets do have the 5th easiest schedule, according to Warren Sharp. The Dolphins have the 2nd hardest schedule. So it is possible that the Jets at least leapfrog the Dolphins, which might not be good news for the Jets fans who want to draft Arch Manning, but it's something.
Who do you think will be the next? Who do you think will be the next coach of the Jets? That's the real.
Well,
question
that's the other thing. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, they brought in Frank Reich to be the offensive coordinator. Yeah, I don't know.
That seems like a good idea.
But again, I do think the Jets are going to at least. I mean, can't play much worse, I guess. But yeah. Anyway. Okay.
Will
let's
they
go
have
to number.
How long will it take him to get an interception? Is the real question.
Ooh, yeah, that's true. Let's go to number 6. So we have Cardinals at 8, Jets at 7. At 6, I'll put the Raiders at 6. Again, I do think they're going to be better. They did a lot of good work in the offseason, and they accidentally kept Max Crosby. Well, at least for now, they've kept Max Crosby. So that helps, I think. But again, you look at the division. Broncos were in the AFC Championship game, and if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt, they could have been in the Super Bowl. Chargers are always a solid team. Chiefs are going to have Mahomes back. The Raiders have – how tough is the Raiders' schedule? Okay, so the Raiders' schedule is actually 19th. So they're right in that meaty part of the curve. So they don't – it's not the toughest schedule, but it's not the easiest. But yeah, I just don't. And, I feel like Mendoza's going to start the whole season, but I wouldn't be shocked if they threw Cousins. To me, if you throw Cousins out there starting week 1, that tells me that you think you might be able to make a playoff run. Either that or Mendoza's just an absolute abomination in practice. It's one of those two.
I mean, it may just be like you may just want to protect him for a little bit too, like let him get
maybe
like a feel for things before you throw him out there too. That could be it.
Yeah,
that Mendoza jersey for Raiders fans is going to sell.
Yeah,
pretty hard, right? And that's going to be a big seller for Raiders fans.
Yeah, I mean, you could do because the Saints did it with Shuck, right? I mean, Shuck was the 40th pick. So I mean, if the Saints are going to protect a second round pick like that, then the Raiders protecting the number 1 pick overall would make sense, I guess, unless he's absolutely ready to go week 1, which he may not be. Okay, so that was so we had Cardinals, we got Jets, we got Raiders. Next up at 5, I'm going to put the Browns here. The only reason I give the Browns a little bit of an edge is I just think the divisions in the North is not as good as the West. Now, I do think that
they also have that defense. There is that defense.
There is that defense. And then also they have a new coach in Todd Monken who comes from Baltimore. So he might, a new coach sometimes can lead to good things. And they've had a good offseason. Like they had a good draft. They've made some good moves in the off season. So
they had a great draft, and then they immediately burned all that goodwill that we had by Deshaun Watson has an inside track to the starting quarterback job. Yeah. Good luck with that, people.
Yeah, I mean, so I'll give the Browns. Let's see what the Browns' schedule looks like here. The Browns have the 4th easiest schedule. Now, I will say, the 3rd easiest schedule is their division rival, the Bengals. So, just keep that in mind. So that's number 5. So far we've got the Cardinals, the Jets, the Raiders, the Browns. So let's go to the top 4 here. At number 4, help me out. For me, it's between the Titans or the Giants. I think I feel like. So actually, no. I'm gonna go Titans, and I'll tell you why. I'm gonna go Titans at 4 because I'm gonna do kind of a reverse jinx here. So just bear with me. So let's talk about the Titans at 4. So the Titans have let's see what their schedule looks like. Titans have the 13th hardest or 13th easiest schedule, I guess. So they're, again, right in that meaty part of the curve. Obviously, they got Carnell Tate. They had the surprise of the draft with Carnell Tate. New coach Robert Saleh, new offensive coordinator Brian Daboll. They got the all bald crew there. The AFC South, Jacksonville notwithstanding, Houston notwithstanding. I mean, all the other 3 teams are good, but I do feel like Tennessee could maybe hang around with them. a little better than they did last year. We'll see. But here's the reason I put them 4 is because I want to jinx. So at 3, I'm actually going to put the Saints because I don't want to put them any higher because I don't want to jinx them. And then that means at 2, I can put the Giants.
Your division is terrible. Your divisions.
But here's the thing. I'm going to put the Saints at 3. I'm going to put the Giants at 2 because then that helps you because then that jinxes the Giants. See? Number 1's the Lions.
Mm-hmm.
The Lions have to be number 1 because they have the easiest schedule. Going in
easily.
They have the easiest schedule. And they are set up. They are like a prime. Like we went 9-8 last year. Now we have the easiest schedule in the NFL. We've had 1 year post Aaron Glenn, post Ben Johnson. You know, we maybe figured out some things. Dan Campbell's ready to go. So I feel like as hard as I was on the Lions missing the playoffs this year, I feel like I'm gonna trend more towards them making it this year, just because of those factors. So I have the Lions.
What do you think the what do you think the Lions win total is? They're over under.
I saw it earlier. Is it like 8.5? It's got to be 8.5. No, 7.5, 6.5.
I'm looking at NFL trade rumors, but this says 10.5.
Oh, okay. So I was low. All right. Yeah, I mean,
You were
again,
way low.
Easiest schedule in the NFL. Because they get a last place schedule, so they get to play all these teams. Well, the NFC teams we've been talking about, the Giants, the Saints, and the Cardinals, at least. Now, their division, I will say, the NFC North is not easy. The Bears will still be a going concern. The Packers and the Vikings will all be, I think, tough. But I put the Lions number 1. The Giants at 2. Look, man, their head coach is John Harbaugh. I think that's going to make a difference. Like, I'm not saying they're going to win the division, but like they're going to make things are going to be tougher. You ain't got to just roll over the Giants. I don't think this year. So
I'm scared. I'll believe it when I see it.
That's just my opinion. I mean, we'll see. Maybe they will regret passing on Caleb Downs. We'll see. And then the Saints, look, I'm cautiously optimistic about the Saints. Like you said, our division's not good. Everybody's going to be on the Falcons, it feels like, going into the season, just because Stefanski, new coach, Tua comes in. They obviously have all these weapons, the weapons on offense. If they can improve their defense, they're going to be a contender. I think Tampa's still, as long as they have Baker, I think Tampa's going to be good. Carolina's kind of an enigma. Like, nobody believes in Carolina's going into the season. Nobody. Like, everybody's down on Carolina. Even with a good draft, everybody's down on Carolina, it feels like.
Would you like to know what the Bears win total is?
9.5.
It is 9.5.
9.5. Okay.
But it's also, so to get over is even money and under is minus 120. So Vegas has the Bears for about 9 wins this year.
Yeah. Let me go back to this.
Sorry, Andy.
Yeah, sorry. Will. So I did want to go through this. So the 5 easiest schedules, according to Warren Sharp, right now: Lions, Saints, Bengals, Browns, and Jets. That's your 5 easiest. Your 5 hardest schedules, sorry, buddy: Cardinals, Dolphins, Panthers, your Cowboys, and the Rams. So
we had one of the hardest schedules last year too. So
it might
no
be
rest for the
9 wins might win the NFC East again this year. That's my take. I just, man, I don't want to talk too much about it because I don't want to jinx your team, but like the Eagles just seem ripe for the pickings this year, man. Like if
not the one thing I did not the right for the George Pickens.
I'm ready for the George Pickens. I heard this stat today, which I found hard to believe. Last year, 7 out of the 8 divisions had new division winners. The only division that had a repeat winner was the NFC East, was the Eagles.
Which
Feels like, which was close. I mean, if Cowboys win one more game, or
also that was the first time the NFC East had a repeat winner in 20.
Oh, right.
Over 20 years.
right. So, I feel like your team's got a chance, buddy. So go back through this here real quick. So from worst to first. So number 8, I had the Cardinals. 7 was the Jets. I might mix this up because I don't have it written down, but 7 was the Jets. 6 was the Browns, or no, the Raiders. 5 was the Browns.
Raiders, Browns.
4, then 4 was the Titans. 3 the Saints. 2 the Giants. 1 the Lions. So we'll see. It'll be fun once we get to previewing the divisions here in like July and August. We'll see where we stand at that point.
But before we move on, I will say here's the win totals for the NFC East. Philadelphia 10.5.
Okay. Under.
Cowboys 9.5. Washington and New York both 7.5.
I'd say your guy. That's
a bit of a cluster.
That Cowboy number sounds right. The 9.5 sounds right on.
Yeah.
I would pound the Eagles under. Like what's the Eagles under? It's got to be minus money, right? It's got to be.
Yeah, it's minus 140.
Yeah, it's got to be. So that was actually going to be the other thing. So in honor of the Celtics blowing the 3-1 series lead, I was going to say what divisional winners last year have the best chances of not winning this year? Eagles have got to be number 1, in my opinion. It'd be Eagles. I'm just going off the top of my head. Yeah, I mean, and again, Bears fans, listen, we're it's just
Carol, the Panthers.
I would say basically every. Oh, yeah, I forgot the Panthers. For some reason, I keep thinking the Bucks won the South last year, but the Panthers did. Yeah, Panthers are there.
Pittsburgh.
The Seahawks are like that. I cannot remember a Super Bowl champion coming into a season where everybody's just like they're just such an afterthought. You know, like it. Everybody's on the Rams
because they lost the MVP. They lost their MVP.
True. That's true. Everybody's on the Rams right now to not only win the West but also win the Super Bowl, go all the way to the Super Bowl. I think the Steelers, they're probably up there. The Broncos, sorry, Donnie. I mean, yeah, I feel like it's going to be another topsy-turvy year. I don't think there's going to be a lot of stability from last year.
So I did see somebody posted, somebody was reporting that Mahomes was expected to be ready for minicamp, and then someone said I'm all in on Patrick Mahomes faking an ACL tear just because he was bad last year, which would be funny.
Yeah, that would. All right, let's move on here. Do you want to do a quick immaculate grid? We got anything else we need to chat about before?
No, I think we can let's grid it up. Hit
All
the
right.
gritty, as
All right.
Justin Jefferson.
Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to do an immaculate grid here. For those following along at home, we are playing grid 1021. That's 1021. That's today's grid. Our rows are Lions, Rams, and Browns. Our columns are Bucks, Falcons, and the category of 5,000 yards rushing, 5,000 or more yards rushing in a career. So it's a career metric, which means as long as they played for either the Lions, Rams, or Browns and achieved 5,000 or more rushing yards in their career, it counts. They did not have to do 5,000 yards or more for those specific teams. So keep that in mind. So again, for those maybe just joining us, this is the first time listening to us play this game the way we do it, we decide who goes first. Somebody picks a square. They give an answer. The other person gives their answer. Whoever scores the lower score wins that square. We keep doing this for all 9 squares. The one who gets the most squares right or wins the most squares wins the game. If there is a tie for some reason, we go to overall score, and the one with the lowest score there would win that as well. Can I help you? My dog's making an appearance here.
Does he want to fill out a grid too?
It's she. I'll maybe she can help me. She'll be my good luck charm because I've lost like 3 in a row. So let's see what we can do. So Brandon, since you have won the last 2 or 3 in a row, I will give you the option. Do you want to go first?
I'm going to go first.
Okay. Where will we start?
We will start bottom row, center column.
Okay.
Browns, Falcons.
All right.
Mr. Richard Shiner. 1%.
Oh wow, that's a lot higher than I thought.
I know. Someone's caught on to our game.
Yeah, Dick Shiner. One of our favorites here at Bless Them Boys. Okay. I don't think. Oh, I should also mention. I've mentioned this every time we play, but you do also have the option of taking the other person's pick and just conceding the square. But I'm not going to do that here. I'm going to try. So, could always do Andre Bad Moon Rising, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go with OJ. Not that OJ. Santiago. 0.3%.
I thought for sure that our boy would have.
Yeah. Finally, and OJ does something right. Let's okay. Let's move on here. Let's skip over to the next column. So we'll stick with the Browns, but now we'll go Tampa Bay Browns. And I got to double check. I'm pretty sure this fella played for both of these teams. Yep. All right. I'm going to go with Eric Zaire. Quarterback Eric Zaire, 0.2%. I always remembered him because I had a classmate in school who had the exact same name.
Antonio Bryant. 0.3%.
I'm back, baby.
How do you spell his last name? Zaire?
Eric. Yeah, it's Zeier. He was a quarterback. I want to say he played at Notre Dame, or I forget what school he played at. All right, buddy, your choice here.
Let's go Falcons, Rams.
Falcons, Rams.
And we will go with Laurent Robinson.
Parlez-vous.
Former Cowboy great.
There you go.
0.1%.
All right. If I can beat that, that'd be so. Oh, by the way, I want to mention, shout out to our friend Trang. Your guy, Dante Fowler, signed with the Seahawks today.
With them.
You saw that.
Following in the footsteps of DeMarcus Lawrence.
There you go. Okay. We're going. What are we doing again? We're doing
Falcons Rams.
Falcons Rams. Oh, well, I mean, there's a kind of an obvious one. I don't think, what the hell? I'll just use it. I think you're going to win this one. So I'm going to go Craig Ironhead. I'm going to go Craig Ironhead Hayward. 0.4%.
I'll take it.
Yes, Super Bowl champ, or not champion, but Super Bowl quarterback Chris Chandler would have also. All right, so let's move over there. I'm going to go Bucks Rams. So the score is 2-1. I am clinging to a lead for the first time in a while. See if I can maintain that. Bucks Rams. Ooh. There is a patron saint / cowboy on the board, but I don't know how big of a score he will be. What the hell? I'll go with it. God help me. Steve Walsh. Ooh, 0.5%. Pleasantly surprised there.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are we at? Rams.
We were at
Rams Bucks.
Rams Bucks, yeah. And I went Steve Walsh, a former patron saint / cowboy. Wasn't Steve Walsh selected in the supplemental draft? Did we talk about that when we were?
He was.
Well, I bring this up because I'm sure you're aware the Texas Tech quarterback Brandon Sorensby got a little trouble
with a gambling addiction.
With a gambling addiction. I don't know what made me think of that. But he may.
Brandon with a gambling addiction. What do you?
Brandon. Who would have thought?
What do you know?
But he may, if his eligibility is not renewed, he may enter into the supplemental draft. And apparently there would be quite a bit of demand, I would say, for him around the league.
I guess you could say he's betting on himself.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay. I'm going to go with a New Orleans Saints champion, Super Bowl champion, Mr. John. Don't call me. I'm trying to make a joke about don't call me like a carnival worker. John Carney.
Oh, John Carney.
Yeah, 0.2%.
Was he on the Super Bowl? I don't know if he was on the Super Bowl
team. He was, yeah.
Oh, he was. Yeah, that's right. Because Hartley,
it does say Super Bowl champ on it.
Yeah, Hartley was injured at the beginning of that season, so Carney had to kick, and then Hartley took over towards the end. That's right. So you win that square. So we're tied up here.
Oh.
I was 0.5. You were, what was yours?
0.2.
All right.
Got to go with the kickers.
So you
look to the kicker.
Look to the kicker. You are up. You get to pick the next square.
Okay. Let's go. Okay, so let's go to the Bucks Lions.
Okay.
And let's obviously the obvious one here would be
Sue. Ndamukong Suh.
LeGarrette. Him and LeGarrette Blount was the guy I was thinking of.
Oh, yeah, him too. You also could use Saints legend Teddy Bridgewater if you want.
That's true.
Oh, there's another legend you could use. I won't say it.
Oh, Jeff Garcia. Jeff Garcia is one of them too.
Well, that's not the one I was thinking of, but yeah, you could use Jeff Garcia.
Oh, I got a Cowboy kicker on here. One-time Super Bowl champ. Did he play for Tampa Bay? Yes, sir. Okay. Eddie Murray.
Not the baseball player.
Not the baseball player. 0.3%.
All right. So the name I was thinking of is current ESPN analyst Dan Orlovsky. I will not be using Dan Orlovsky. I will use a former, I believe, a former ESPN analyst, offensive lineman, Lomas Brown. Oh, hang on. My auto. Is there a way to turn off autocorrect? Great. 0.9%. 0.9% for Lomas. What was yours?
0.3.
Oh, you beat me again, Costanza. All right, so it's my turn.
Okay. Yeah.
So we'll go Falcons, Lions.
Okay. There's Joey Harrington, former Oregon Duck legend.
There is Joey Harrington. I'm going to go with, I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to go with Bill Fralick, who was an offensive lineman, played for both of these teams. 2%.
Okay. What? 0.2?
No, 2.
Okay.
Not
this
0.2.
is the only guy. 2. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with Eric Kramer.
That was going to be my other.
Oh, 2%.
Oh, so we tied. Okay.
We tied.
So it's now 3-2-1 is the score.
Yes. Blast off.
There you go. Blast off. There we go. All right, so let's go to the last column. Where do you want to start in the last column here?
Okay, so let's go Lions.
Okay.
I'm going to use this player because I think a lot of people will have used him for Lions Bucks. And so I'm going to bet that he has a lower score here.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with LeGarrette hit the blunt. %.
Just like the milk.
Not bad. Yep.
I really wanted to use Mario Bates, Saints legend Mario Bates. Unfortunately, Mario Bates did not reach 5,000 yards rushing in his career.
Neither did Joik Bell, by the way.
Who?
Or Tatum Bell. Joik Bell? You don't remember Joik Bell?
No. I just hit you. I hit you with the Ryan from
Who?
Saints Block Party podcast. Who? Well, there is another Saints legend. No, I'm sorry. This guy's not a Saints legend. I'm thinking of somebody else. But I don't think. Yeah, I think he's going to be too. Huh. Nope. You know who played for the Lions? I did not realize this. Doak Walker, as in the Doak Walker Award, apparently. But he did not reach 5,000 yards. Right. Sure.
Mm.
I mean, if I just really want to blow my score up, I could just go. Well, there is a Saints legend. Well, no, I don't think he didn't reach 100, or he didn't reach 5,000. Yeah, no, he didn't. He did not reach 5,000 yards. I was going to say, wait. Okay, all right, I got one. So I thought about using Jamal Williams, but he did not reach 5,000 yards. I'll go with another Saints Super Bowl winning running back, Reggie Bush, but that's 7%. So I have to win these last two in order to have a chance. The next one you win will clinch. Is it my turn?
It is your turn.
I'll go with the Rams. We'll just go down the column here. Go to the Rams.
Okay.
I already used Ironhead Hayward, which is not ideal. Although I don't know if he reached 5,000 yards. And if he did, I'm not going to tell you if he did or not. I guess you could look it up. Ooh. I wonder. No, he wouldn't have done it. Would it be? Nope. I was thinking Lawrence Phillips, but there's no way Lawrence Phillips reached 5,000 yards in his career. No, he didn't even reach 1,500 yards.
A good one of.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go. You ready? You ready for this?
Okay.
Richard Dick Bass, 0.6%.
Okay, Trung candidate did not make it.
Well, there's a name, Trung candidate.
Ooh. Okay. Former Washington legend, former Carolina Panther legend, number 48, Stephen Davis.
I know. Yeah, okay.
I kept thinking, I know this guy played for Washington and then eventually went to the Rams.
He was the I think he played for the Lions too, didn't he?
What? No, he did not. Panthers.
Oh, okay. Panthers.
What was your score?
0.6%.
0.3.
Are you serious?
Stephen Davis, baby.
Dick Bass has a higher score than Stephen Davis.
That's I'm telling you, I think people have caught on to our Dick game. They stole our move.
They stole our move.
The reason, I kept thinking, I was like, I don't know any, I was like, I know this one guy, and I know he played for the Rams in Washington, and that's all I could think of. And I was like, it's not Trung candidate. It's got to be the other guy. Stephen Davis was the other guy.
All right, so what does that make the score? Is it
5-3-1?
So you've
No.
clinched. Yeah, no, you're right. No, well, 5-2-1, I think.
5-2-1. Oh yeah, because I got LeGarrette Blunt. Oh yeah, LeGarrette Blunt ended up beating you too.
Yeah.
Which that was surprising for me. That was like
I've already we got one more square to go. I've already put mine in for go. You go first though. Cleveland Browns, 5,000 yards rushing and run.
I'm just gonna go. Let's go Ernest Biner.
That's who I already put on mine. So so you win. You win that square too because I technically conceded.
What is it? What? Oh,
5%
did not have. Okay,
5%.
is that the answer? Is that what?
Ernest Biner got 5%. Yeah, I put it in because I'm like, well, he'll come up with somebody else. He won't come up with Ernest Biner. Well,
no, it's like I'm just gonna go with Ernest Biner here. That's funny.
Jesus.
Oh,
Ooh, would Eric Metcalf have counted? No. Eric Metcalf would have counted for 5,000 receiving yards.
I was gonna say I thought he was a receiver.
Yeah, but he also he was kind of a gimmick receiver. They would, So anyway. All right. Well,
You got to get off the snide here.
Another game for Milos, I guess.
Another game for Milos. Did I ever tell you I met somebody named Milos?
No. Well, you
Like
might
an
have
actual
you might have
person.
mentioned. You might have mentioned.
He was like Serbian.
So that checks out. For those that are interested, before we sign off for the night, hang on. The Lakers and Thunder currently in the third quarter. Thunder up 67-60. So Lakers are hanging tough there. And the Pistons took game one over the Cavaliers, 111-101. So the Pistons take a 1-0 series lead.
Pistons are back, baby.
Firing on all cylinders, as it were. How about those
my Pistons?
How about
are they
those
our
Timberwolves?
Pistons or just my Pistons?
I'm not going to claim them, which is probably good news for Pistons fans that I'm not going to claim them. How about those Timberwolves pulling the upset in game one against the Spurs last night? That was pretty
gutsy performance.
Yeah, so if the Timberwolves win this series, it'll be the third straight Western Conference Finals for Minnesota, which is it's pretty. Now they haven't made the finals, I
was going to say they haven't won it. They haven't won the Western Conference yet, though.
No. Maybe this is the year, buddy. Maybe this is the year. Although the Thunder looked pretty unbeatable.
Did you? I don't know if if this crossed your timeline, but there was a meme, and it said, the bus meme where there's one guy on one side and it's like looking out the window and everything's sad and looking out the. And so it was. So the top it said Spurs are going to the championship, and it had on the happy side it was like Spurs, like the basketball team Spurs, and then on the sad side it was like the Tottenham Spurs. The Spurs because
I wanted to bring this up. I just was reminded about this. Have you seen the NBA's proposal to stop tanking when it comes to the draft lottery? Have you heard about this?
Yes, I saw it briefly, but it was like kind of
it's a little complicated.
You basically incur. Yeah, it does get a little.
So in essence, the three worst teams with the three worst records in the league, their percentage chance is the same, and it drops somewhat drastically from what it is currently. And then the teams with the best chance of getting the number 1 pick are really the teams 4 through 10. And then like picks 11 and 12, or the teams that are in spots 11 and 12 have basically the same odds as the teams that finished the worst 3. Like it's really weird. Like they were explaining it, and I'm like, so what if you just suck? Like, what if you're like you're not trying to tank? Like,
Too bad, buddy. Too bad, buddy.
I don't know. I don't know. Like, it just
You got to
like
thread that needle now.
yeah. The other thing I saw, which I found interesting, is they were proposing a team cannot have the number 1 pick 2 years in a row. I saw that. So, like, if it were this year, the Mavericks couldn't have the first pick this year since they had it last year. Now, I don't know how that would work with trades. So, like, let's say Mavericks had the first pick last year, and then this year they would own, like, I don't know, the Hawks pick or somebody. And then the Hawks technically get the first pick, but then it goes to Dallas. Like, how would that work? Like, because technically then Dallas gets the first pick 2 years in a row, but it's not really Dallas's pick.
It's not their fault.
Atlanta's, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know how that would, shake out, but you know, I don't know. The stuff like the lottery just makes it. The NBA does it to themselves with the whole like conspiracy stuff with things like the lottery, because it's like,
you mean how Luka got traded to the Lakers and magically the Mavericks got
I mean, like the hot conspiracy theory now is that the Warriors are going to get the number 1 pick this year. Like somehow the Warriors are just going to get the number 1 because So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know when that process is. I think it's coming up here next couple of weeks. They should be doing the draft lottery. So we'll see.
Well, I don't know if you checked Twitter, but but they're saying you sound like an owl. No, it was a joke I saw on Twitter. You're supposed to say, they're saying you sound like an owl, and then the person says who, and then
sorry. I'm sorry. Did I mess up your joke? My apologies.
Yeah, come on, Paul. Get with the program.
In other news, the Astros still suck, except for Yordan Alvarez, who is like having his best season of his life.
Well, can the Rangers have the offense and how about the Rangers get the Astros offense and then the Rangers also keep their pitching?
Okay. So basically make
because
one team. We just take the Rangers pitching, Astros offense. Okay. I'll be okay with that.
This is like the opposite. This is like the opposite of like the football season where if you took the Cowboys offense and put it with the Texans defense, that team basically just like walks to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
So
very much. By the way, you know who called the Saints about Derek Carr?
Nobody.
Exactly.
You know who was asking about you?
Nobody.
Nobody.
All right. Well, let's I think that's a good enough place as any to stop. We appreciate everybody checking us out. Hopefully you have a good Cinco de Mayo. Please Cinco de Mayo responsibly. We would ask. And be safe out there. Next week, maybe we'll have a schedule. Well, no, we won't have a schedule. They backed it up already. They said so. So no schedule next week.
Beep.
Yeah. Beep.
Tractor store.
Although
beep.
I do wonder if they're still going to like leak. I mean, they've already leaked part of the schedule with like the international games and all that, but so maybe we'll get some kind of updates or something. And then we're just marching onward towards the spelling bee, buddy. So it'll be here in a couple of weeks.
And I gotta, my fingers crossed that within the next like week or so, I have power ratings and a website up. Or so,
Awesome.
Fingers crossed.
That would be great. Hopefully, I'll have another week of Denzel movie in the bag next week and report back. Excuse me. We'll see where the playoffs stand, the NBA playoffs and the NHL playoffs. See if the Astros are any better. I doubt it, but never know.
You never know. Maybe the Rangers learn to hit.
Maybe the Rangers learn to hit. But until then, we will see everybody next week. Hope everybody has a good week. Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Happy Feliz Cinco de Mayo.